All right, Big Ben back with you. So you're adopted, and I am too. Looking for your biological people just like I did. This one's just going to be an update, man, what's been going on with me in my life and my search. I went out to visit my half-uncles, my half-brothers, and I met all them, met their families. Can't be happier with the people I found, man. Real sweet people, real nice people. You know, given the situation, you know, they could have closed the door in my face and said, hey, we don't want nothing to do with you. But they didn't. They're very nice people. And, man, I can't be happier with the people I found. That's for dang sure. You know, they were honestly, they were good people. While I was out there, boy, if you've watched my other videos, you know why this is going to be important. The oldest half-brother, said, hey, man, I thought it was a good idea to do the DNA thing, so I went ahead and just bought my own DNA test kit, and I already sent it off. And I said, well, I guess we'll figure out, you know, if Uncle Billy Bob was right or wrong. Well, he called me. He called me, says, hey, man, I got my DNA test results back, and I said, okay, well, what do you know, man? He says, what I know is you ain't on it. He goes, I don't understand why you're not on it. He goes, you and the youngest brother look, man, you guys look a lot alike. He goes, you and my father look a lot alike. He goes, but you found the wrong people. He goes, I don't know how to explain it to you. He goes, I don't know how to explain it. So I had to give him the information that I knew, man. But I did it softly. I just said, hey, man, is this person on your DNA match list? And he said, no. I go, well, you know that person's supposed to be your cousin. Your half-cousin anyway. You know, your dad and this man are half-brothers, and that's that man's daughter. And, yeah, so is she on your match list? And he said, no. He said, is she on yours? I said, well, yeah, she's on mine. That's kind of how I worked this whole deal out. You know, that was one of the clues I used. I didn't know she was, you know, a half first cousin at the time when I first started, but I figured it out pretty quickly. Well, he took it real good, man. Here's a guy that's been thinking this man that's been around him for his whole life was his dad and wasn't his dad. But he took it really good. He said he was actually kind of relieved to know this guy wasn't his dad. Now, I didn't know the whole story. I knew the guy wasn't a good guy. I knew that before I even started looking for him. I knew that right off the get-go. And if you watched the other videos, you know I knew right off the get-go this wasn't a guy that I really wanted to find. I wanted to find out about him, and I knew he wasn't a good guy. But I still had that need-to-know thing. And he kind of said the same thing. He goes, man, you know, like I said, I didn't know the whole story. I didn't know how much he was or wasn't in this guy's life. I didn't know how he acted around these people, you know. And he confirmed it, and everybody there, you know, his half-brothers confirmed it. Everybody was around him that confirmed it. This was not a good man that I was looking for. And I knew that. And like I said, they all confirmed it. Now, he had good qualities about him, but he wasn't a good guy. Well, he was kind of relieved. He goes, well, what I do have, man, I have this first cousin on my list, and I don't know who she is. I said, well, dang, dude, if you got a first cousin, we'll figure out who your biological father is, you know, quick. Send that lady a message. Well, he calls me back. He says, hey, man, you were wrong. I'm like, okay, what was I wrong about this time? He goes, this ain't going to be easy. She's adopted, too. All right. Well, now we're looking for, you know, part of her deal. So in the meantime, we went ahead and got the youngest brother, half-brother's DNA done. He calls me. He says, hey, man, I got my DNA test results back. Okay, what do you know? He says, well, I know you're on it, man, and, you know, it shows you're a close relative. And they looked up the Centimorgans, and yeah, he's my half-brother. That's kind of what I thought, you know. I was pretty sure of that when I started making these phone calls and introducing myself into their lives, you know. So, we're looking for his biological father. We think we have it worked out. He did a real good job, man, just by the information I gave him of how I found my biological people, reaching out to people, using census records, using your DNA, using birth records. He's pretty sure he found his biological father side of things. Now, his biological father's also passed. But he made him feel a little better that, the guy made it a little longer than who he thought was his dad. His dad, my biological father, died at 46 years old. And, him and I are both, older than that. So it made us, it made him feel a little bit better. And then to know that that man really wasn't his father and he didn't share any of his DNA, it really did help him. So that's the biological father side of things. I got them all worked out. Everything's been pretty good on that deal. I'm still in contact with him. Even though this guy's he's my non-biological half-brother now, but it still created a friendship with this guy. And, we're connected through his youngest brother, which is my youngest brother, half-brothers. It's cool. It was a cool deal. I can't be happier with the people I found, and still in contact with all of them. This was a long search, man. I started back in 1992 on this deal. And, didn't have a clue. And I found my biological mother in 2016, and I found all these people in 2018. And I'm happy I did it, Now, if you watch the other videos, you know that my biological grandmother on my mother's side was also adopted. Well, I've worked all her people out using the same thing, the census records, the DNA, everything that I had available. I don't know exactly who her parents were. I know who her grandparents were on both sides. There's not a doubt in my mind about that. I know exactly who her grandparents were. I know who her great-grandparents were. I've worked all that out. I just don't know exactly who her parents are. Now, again, by using census records and birth records and marriage records and all the records available, I got a good idea who her biological mother and father would be on each side. I can't prove it 100% factual. But I got a really good idea. And so I've shared this with my biological mother's side family. And they're happy to have the information, man. They had a couple of them looking. They just couldn't figure it out. So that's what's been going on with me, man. Just keep searching, working it out. I think I'm pretty much done. I am going to help this lady that we found. I'm helping her. When I have time, I kind of had to put everything up for a little bit, man. My brain hurts. I spent many, many hours looking for people. And, I just had to quit. I had to put it up for a little bit because it's just too big of a strain on my family because I get too involved in this stuff. But I'm going to help her. Now, she has a first cousin. And she had already contacted this first cousin. Well, this first cousin knows who his mother's side of things are. Has no clue about his father's side of things. So now we're going to find his father. It's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Bunch of adopted people. But we're going to help them all out. We're going to figure this out, And so just, like I've said in the past, don't give up on your search, man. It's a long, drawn-out process. I hope it goes quick for you. I hope you can take a DNA test and bam, 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 and you got to figure it out in a week. I hope it works out for you. It might be a long, drawn-out process. Don't get discouraged. You can put it up for a little bit, but always go back to it until you figure out the ABCs of you. There's going to be excitement in it. There's going to be disappointments in it. There's going to be people who want to talk to you. There's going to be people who don't want to talk to you. There's people who are willing to help you, and there's going to be people who don't want to help you at all. Don't give up, though, man. Just keep pursuing your search. Hope this finds you good. I hope you're well. Have a great day. Big Ben, I'm out. We'll do it again.